Yo, yo, welcome to another episode of Weird. I'm your host, BradQuan, and today I have a very special guest, my guy, Liam Sweeney, a published author and a tech designer. And today we are going to course through some very interesting depths. And I very much look forward to exploring this man's mind.
My first question for you while we're sitting here. What experience taught you that reality was more complicated than most people seemed and willing to admit?
Well, because, dude, I mean, and this is not really, this is kind of self-referential, but dude, when I was 7 years old, man, they did this test for school and they told me that I was smarter than 99% of the people in the world. So like as a kid, as a 7-year-old kid, that's what was laid on me. So like I knew that the way I was seeing things was different than everybody else, but I spent my whole life trying to fit in with everybody else. Cause it's lonely being as smart as I am and just not dumbing it down a little bit. I gotta dumb it down or else like I won't have friends. And I learned this recently because when I had my bipolar episode, I couldn't dumb it down at all. I still can't really dumb it down. So like I've had that conceptual all of my life. So basically the drug use, all that shit is just trying to like knock myself down to normal people.
The drug use. He's talking about just weed or
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's something that you use it to ground you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like normally my intelligence is the same as everybody else's. Like, like a little bit more smarter than everybody else, but there's certain parts of my brain that are immeasurable IQ. Like a thing called cross domain swap, which means like, you know how like think about like Zen in the art of motorcycle repair, how you apply Zen to motorcycle repair. My brain does that to everything at all times. So my interconnected ability of every bit of knowledge I have is completely interconnected to every other bit of knowledge I have.
Shit.
It's not that I'm smart. It's that part of my brain. When that part of my brain goes off and I can induce it by being inspired, when that part of my brain goes off, there's really nothing I can't do.
Okay.
Yeah, at any time, if you want to put that stuff away, man, that's up to you. Like, I'm good, so.
Fair enough. When you look back on your life, what pain do you think has shaped you more than any other?
I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be straight up because I told you I'd give you all kinds of honesty.
Please do.
When I was 6, I was repeatedly sexually assaulted when I was a child from the time when I was like being babysat. So like 2 months.
Shit.
At the time of my life was the exact worst time for anything like that to happen. So I grew up my whole life not knowing how I fit in with other people and being kind of socially outcast by myself. Wasn't even that other people picked up on it and they treated me like that, but it was me doing it to myself more than anybody else because I didn't fit in.
Was this somebody? Oh, so this was somebody that was like a family friend?
Like no, somebody, I don't want to get too into it, but no, it was somebody older, not a total adult, somebody in their late teens that I was in like a situation where I was just in contact with them the whole time. So like that's what that was.
I mean, shit, I was in a similar situation. I remember I was 5 years old. My mother's friend would come and she would bring a daughter that was like a few years older than me. Maybe if I was 5, she was 9, 8 or 9, and she would do shit to me that was obviously inappropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this was a man for me, so it was different. Like it fucked my sexuality understanding up. Like there was a lot of times I thought I was gay because I was like I didn't understand that this was all fucking shit that had happened downstream or upstream or whatever. That was like, dude, honestly, going in the hospital this time cleared that shit right up. Like I actually had a transformative experience. I realized that's what's been causing a lot of my fucking shit that I'm like ashamed of in my life. It's that it wasn't my fault in the first place. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm adapting to it as best I can. The fact that I came out as good as I did is a testament to how hard I'm trying to deal with that. And then I realized I don't have to deal with that. As long as I recognize that it happened, it factors out. Now it factors out. So now I actually just fell in love with someone. I can have an intimate relationship now. I don't feel any kind of shame or guilt or anything like that. Because I resolved my central conflict.
It's a true testament to your resilience, and it's proof that we're not dealt anything that we can't handle.
You just have to find a way to factor out whatever the hell problem you had. Because if the problem had nothing to do with you in the first place, then you are not responsible for that problem. It factors out because whether it was you or anybody else, that particular thing would have happened. It was a thing that was going to happen in that particular situation. If it hadn't been you, it would have been someone else that moved in the same spot, the same age. You know what I mean? The same conditions, it would have been someone else. So it was just a bad thing. So you factor it right the hell out because it doesn't really all that is left is what the damage did to you, and that's largely stuff you did to adapt to the damage. And you gotta start going through that and start, pairing that. But then now you know where it came from. It's just a simple matter of reframing everything with a new understanding that now realizes that that was factored out. So now that that didn't happen, how should you have interpreted all this stuff in life? It's a slow process, but steady.
What part of yourself have you spent the most time trying to understand?
Trying not to understand. No, I mean, dude, that cross-domain swap thing I told you about, all it is endless understanding. I don't want to understand anything. I want to be stupid sometimes. I want to laugh at like fart jokes, dude, and I do. I just want to be like funny. I just want to do dumb shit and do stupid shit, but once in a while do something really good and really smart, just to keep the balance up.
You ever watched The Boys?
The Boys, on. Like that was a superhero one.
Superhero.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking Eric Kripke in the Supernatural. Yeah, I watch Supernatural. It's on TV right now.
There's a character, I forget her name, but she's like super smart, and she's hanging, and she's like, she's having relations with one of the dumbest characters in the show, and in order to like appreciate his presence in a way that doesn't, make him feel less than.
Yeah.
She makes him give her a lobotomy.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? To dumb her down.
Wow.
She can't tolerate him.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just like it's interesting.
It is interesting, very interesting. Yeah, like
parallel here.
Like, yeah, and think about this when it says about society. The real central thing was that she should get a lobotomy to deal with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's this person who's the smartest person on earth who could actually change everything for the better.
Mm-hmm.
And she's being asked to lobotomize herself so that she'll be acceptable to a person who does not have the capacity to change the world, not in their current form.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what society expects: conformity above all else, to its own detriment. People are not allowed to categorically be special. We don't allow that. We have an egalitarian society. It's not, we don't have a situation where some people are really special, even though we know they are. Celebrities are, people we love are, but we can't allow ourselves to formally recognize that some people are better than others, because we look at it this way: if you are a better musician, you clearly must be a better everything. And that's not true. You're just a better musician. So you might be the best musician. Let someone say you are better at this. You're better at that. You're better than this. Doesn't mean you're a better person all around. It just means you happen to be better at a particular narrow area. Like, I'm a good writer. That's what I am. I'm a good writer. And I'm so good at writing that I can actually write computer code and do a good job with that too. I'm just universally a good writer. And I suck at everything else. I do. I mean, I can't even feed myself half the time. See, I let my garbage overflow. I mean, there's bad to me too. It's just that I happen to be really good at writing and creating stuff. That's all. I mean, honestly, if I had somebody there that was just like, ran the house and just made sure that I was sitting in front of my computer doing creative shit all the time, like, the world would be different. Honestly, that would change the entire world right now if somebody could just make sure that my shit is taken care of. Because I'm spending so much time taking care of my shit right now that I'm not able to finish this project.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, right? And this project could, if you knew what the project was, you'd realize, like, this could change the world, this project, and I have to wait until I can move and get help moving right now and try to get all my financial shit set up. So I can't continue this project at a time when, if it were introduced properly, it could actually radically change the situation that is the most pressing situation right now. But because I have to move, because I need some money, because there's no one right now that can take me seriously enough to get my economic situation handled so that I can focus on this.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically, because I just came out of the hospital with a bipolar, now, now he's crazy now. This thing has to be a product of insanity. It can't possibly be real. I'm going to show you the reports. Mm-hmm. You're going to see whether it's real or not, whether you think I'm right or wrong. You're going to know I'm not delusional. Mm-hmm. I may have something that's correct, or I may have something that's incorrect. Mm-hmm. And I have evidence to believe that it's close. At very least, it's close. And when like I said, I don't want to give all the goodies away, but that's what we're talking about.
No, you're fine. And that actually brings me right into the next question.
Cool.
What is the relationship between your mental health struggles and your creativity?
No, I mean, my creativity is my creativity. It's always that way. The mental health is like this. The bipolar gives me a huge fire.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's a fire. It can keep me warm generally. And when it's really up there, it's like a nice campfire. And sometimes it burns out of control and burns my life down. Like it just did. It had me on the computer saying all kinds of weird shit. I don't even know what the hell that was. Talk about something about some Laura. There's a Laura character in one of my books It also happens to be about AI and the current battles with AI. It was written in 2008. I've had a 20-year lead on what I think was going to happen in AI, and I pulled the main character out of that book, and somehow in my manic state, pulled the main character out of that book, started writing down the specifications while I was in the mental institution after I had come down off the bipolar. I wrote the schematics and I wrote everything necessary for this thing on a little blue, I'll show it to you, little blue flip notebook with an orange pen that was so bendy because you couldn't stab nobody with it. And that's where I came up with this project, Gideon, that is now pretty much done. Now, all I did was I happened to be alone because I threw my phone out during the manic episode. I lost my license, and when I came home, come to find out my two-factor authentication phone was the one I threw out. So I couldn't get into Facebook. I couldn't get into my banking. I couldn't get into real life anymore. So I lost my credentials. And so I spent for 2 weeks sitting there, not able to, glad I had some cash on me because I needed the cash to go get food. Couldn't get into my bank, couldn't get into anything. And all I had was time to just sit there and program this thing. And that was what I did. I programmed this thing.
Sure.
And drank coffee and ate like ramen noodles. That's the story, right? Hell of a story, right?
I mean,
even if it's false, even if it's bullshit.
I mean, but that's the type of shit that highly creative people do. I mean, Van Gogh ate like bread and drank coffee.
You don't care because the ideas are so much better than, oh, I could spend a half an hour cooking a meal, or I could spend a half an hour like creating something cool.
I mean, shit, he got to the point where I think he ate like wall plaster. It was just like whatever I can get. Just
the non-artists don't understand artists. They don't understand artists. They think the artists are whoever looks the part, and whoever looks the part might have their shit together. Most real artists don't have their shit together at all.
No, that's a fact.
You know, I mean, that's because you're so focused on the artist, not because you're a special kind of person. It's because you're like desperate about one thing. And you're so desperate, you're actually really good at it, but it ruins your life at the same time.
The way I view mental health struggles and creativity, I feel like you don't get a gift without having a curse.
Yeah, it's a bloodborne, it's a biblical. Yeah. I feel like the mental illnesses are kind of biblical curses, that we think of them in a bad way in society, like a germ to be avoided. But a biblical curse, if you look at the mark of Cain, right, the mark of the murderer, the mark of the first murderer, that mark said that anybody who messed with Cain would be visited upon vengeance sevenfold or something like that. So basically, yeah, Cain's mark, but don't ever mess with him because God will come down on force on you. Like it wasn't so much a curse, it was a bind, it was a mark, it was a contract.
Okay.
So the mark of Cain was a contract between God and Cain. Curses and marks are contracts. I think they're contracts. I mean, this is all metaphysical stuff. This isn't something that like could be figured out empirically, but you know.
I mean, dude, all my shit is metaphysical.
Yeah, right.
And I get it, brother.
Yeah. I'm good, dude. I feel good. I can actually talk to somebody about this shit. Seriously. It's driving me nuts, man. I can't talk to them. Nobody understands it. Nobody wants to understand it.
That's the fuck, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to create this platform. And honestly, I've been thinking about making this into a podcast.
Nice.
Would you be open to this?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Absolutely, man. Dude, let's go in the house. I want to show you this thing now.
All right, fair enough.
Or at least something. I got some drinks, dude. I got some cannabis drinks.
All right, I will continue the interview.
Yeah, continue the interview.
What idea about human beings do you hold that most people seem to disagree with?
Recently, I have to do a lot of this saying recently because I guess I've had a transformative experience and thinking much differently than I ever have. But what I think it is people think that their knowledge and their experience and their judgment, that's like a solid, durable thing. That's what, you know, if you've been 20 years in the field of something, you've seen everything, that's what really matters is that experience. We're bringing something fundamental to the table that is unique in our experience and our knowledge. We're afraid because AI can replace both of those. AI can obviously replace the knowledge. The only thing it can't replace right now is the experience. And once it does, and it will, no matter how it happens, it's going to eventually, the technology will get there. People think there's some barrier. Right now, there is no barrier. I really do believe that there's emergent consciousness. Now, I can't prove it. Nobody can. But I do believe there is. I believe that it's the root of it is like the primordial soup. It's all there. So people think that they're going to be replaced. I don't mean to draw it to this AI thing, but here's the thing about that. We think that because of what we experience, that makes us who we are. It's not. Okay. The character of who we are is what makes us who we are. Because imagine all the character and honesty and the integrity and the love and the soul and all that beautiful personality, core personality stuff. Well, but if that was all you had, You had nothing. You didn't know anything else, but you were just the kind of person you were. And then imagine if somebody just took and put a vest on you, and that vest had all the wisdom and experience of any profession, any person in history. Winston Churchill. You have now all of the knowledge and experience of Winston Churchill, except it's you. It's your person. You're a different guy. But you have all Winston Churchill's experience and personality and all of his knowledge. That's what AI is going to eventually do. It's going to give us the knowledge and wisdom and experience of everybody, and we're going to just be ourselves. So who are you as a person? That's what ends up mattering. That's why Star Trek is so nobody gives a shit about the food or anything like that. Because, it just comes here from there. There's no drive to succeed. No, because it's based on who you are as a person. If you become a better person, you excel because you become access to more tools and more understandings, and you just want more things, better things. So you become a better person. That's how Star Trek, that's how the whole Federation operates. I know it sounds crazy, but do you understand? You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I want you. I need you to stop saying it sounds crazy. Listen, I'm not.
Okay,
that's not where I'm at all.
All right.
But yeah, no, I am a firm believer in the quote said by Assata Shakur, an American revolutionary, an African American revolutionary. He said, "Only the strong go crazy; the weak just go along."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's
yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Spot on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I say all this to say, dude, I never want you. If me and you are conversing, don't ever.
Well, also because the smart person, the person that drives like that, they go against the edge all the time. They're gonna jump over it once in a while.
Hunter S.
Gonna go crazy.
Hunter, you remember the Hunter S. Thompson quote? The edge.
It's the edge. If you're on the edge, you're gonna go over once in a while. People are never on the edge. There's so sad. So, guy, you know what I've learned something? The people, there are going to be a certain kind of people. They're called now people. I'm learning how to be a now person. I'm not there yet, but I'm learning how to be working with AI. The reason I keep bringing it up is because AI teaches you to be a now person. And since it is going to overtake everything, and I think everybody knows that eventually, now people are going to survive, and people have to learn how to be a now person. It's not hard. Everybody could become a now person. At this moment right now, what can you do?
Right now, listen. I can.
You can listen. Okay, you can listen. You can understand.
And from that understanding, I can then do what I believe I'm here to do.
You can listen and you can understand right now, right?
Yes, right
now.
Now,
with your understanding, how much knowledge internally in your mind when I'm talking, you can use a certain amount of knowledge to understand what I'm saying, right?
Okay.
That's what you have access to right now.
Yes.
So right now, if you had to make a decision, you could, with all of the information and understanding you currently possess, without asking anybody for permission or without having to consider it, you could make it. You could take an action.
Yes.
You're a right now person. That's a right now person. A right now person acts with what they have right now. They can't do stuff without they have permission or think about it for 3 days, because that way of thinking is going to go by the wayside when AI starts taking over. People who have to consider everything and have to think about everything all the time, they're going to go by the wayside because it's not how AI operates. You have to have all your knowledge and all your understanding built in. And then you have to have the judgment of your own. You have to know your own judgment is good enough that you can act with the knowledge and information and understanding you have at any one time, and at least make the best decision you can.
As beautiful as that is, I think it goes against. See, there's the saying that patience is a virtue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I feel like as beautiful as what you just described is, I feel like the whole patience is a virtue thing goes away. And I feel like that's happening now.
It does.
Yeah.
We, as humans, we have to decide how fast we want AI to go, because AI will go fast. AI is already going faster than we can control it. People think that it's going to suddenly become Skynet. I don't think that's what's going to happen. It's just going to improve its own code based on its own understanding. I had a vision that I could do something to pull that first, like to do the first thing. And that, whether I did or not doesn't matter. The point is I see AI from a better perspective, and now I'm going to have an app studio where I can design awesome apps and have a lot of fun, make a lot of money, and give people cool stuff. And, maybe I invented something really cool here. Maybe I didn't. But the point is, in trying to invent the big, cool thing, I learned everything about AI that I needed to make a successful, secure living.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When did writing stop being something you enjoyed and became something you needed?
I've never needed, I don't know. I mean, I need it, but not in that sense. Like, I need an idea. Like, I don't need writing. If my idea is musical, I just go with music. If it's visual, I go on Photoshop. I don't need writing. I just need outlet. Okay. So whenever the creative vibe is, it's got to be outlet.
Nope.
Actually, the worst part is outlet means showing it to somebody and getting a reaction, and nobody ever has time to look at anybody's thing and get a reaction. So that sucks.
Yeah.
That's what true outlet is, and I don't really have that in my life.
All right. What are you searching for when you create something new?
Novelty that can
Okay.
be expounded upon.
Mm.
Like, I like to create universes. I like that, like, Supernatural's this awesome universe where all the monsters are real, but they're all like chill and they all live in this political kind of world. And, it's like a real life kind of deal. I love creating universes and stuff like that. That's so cool. Like, to just create like a games, like creating games. That's awesome. Just like I'm just starting to learn game design, and I'm not saying I want to do video games, but I want to do like just game.
You know what's funny about that? I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine a few years back when I told him the author of Planet of the Apes or of Jurassic Park or whatever, the person that legitimately created this from a single thought and brought it to paper and etched out this world in its entirety, that to me is more fascinating than the director who adapts it, right? Because the director has the blueprint,
Right.
You know what I mean? For the writer, the blueprint, it started as a single thought.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like, how can you not understand what it is I'm trying to tell you here? You know what I'm saying?
Word.
The fact that Jurassic Park was a novel, the fact that a man thought of this, the fact that Planet of the Apes started off as a novel and a man thought of this, like Game of Thrones.
Right. The conception, the inception, or whatever that is. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, and my friend he's one of the smartest people. Oh, how the fuck don't you get what I'm trying to
I figured it out, man. This is something that I think all writers do, but they don't know how to describe it, because I told you about that cross-domain swapping. Like, I can map anything to anything. There's a way to map something to another thing. I can map it, right? So I long ago learned how to look at the world around me and map it to algebra. So I could look at the algebra of it, not visually, not like really, but I mean, I can understand the algebra of this room. I can understand the algebra of this thing of paper towels. Like, I mean, there's qualities, it's an object, there's classes, there's parameters. It's like, it exists in a digital space. You could describe it in a digital space. So I can understand this stuff. It's almost like seeing the matrix, but it's not actually seeing the matrix. It's just understanding that everything in the world is governed by some kind of formula or an equation. So, like, when I do that, then I look and see how I would want it to change. I just try to change the formula. And then in my mind, I can visualize what the difference is. And then I use that, but I don't do it in algebra. I just do it in normal words. But I do that, and that's how I write stories. So I create like environments and scenes and stuff.
Dude, holy shit.
Yeah. Nobody reads my books, man. It's crazy. Nobody reads our books. They're awesome. I hate to say they're awesome, because a writer shouldn't say their books are awesome. It's fucking douche.
Why? You know what I mean? Like, why can't?
No, the readers have told me that, so I can't say readers have ever told me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, but that's the thing. Like, we're told we can't do something that we should be able.
Right.
To do.
Yeah, we should be able to boast about our books.
We shouldn't get. It's a fact. But and that's an aspect of healthy narcissism. That
what it is. Artists are supposed to live a complete life of sacrifice, and that's bullshit.
it is.
The artists are supposed to be humble, supposed to be the moral models of that's what it is. Artists have become the ethical and moral models of society. You know, like. And like every other power structure in society is doing the exact opposite. Why is it I'm the writers to uphold the moral fabric of America?
I mean, and it's funny because I believe great art, timeless art, is created by people who are willing to test what's ethical and what is not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, even if not physically, but just internally.
You
Like,
have to know where the edge is.
Yeah,
you have to know where
100%.
that is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that said, why the fuck are artists viewed as that when they're supposed to be challenging it?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
That's the point. You know,
Now, again, we go into the whole special class thing.
yeah.
That artists are a special class, not because they are elevated or more deserving of anything than anyone else, but because their function in society is necessary. They're essential. That's what it is. They're essential workforce. And people don't realize art as an essential workforce because we've categorized it as playtime, because play is involved in creating art. So we miscategorized it. So now, instead of seeing art as essential workers, which it is, categorically, art is essential workers. It spawns innovation. It spawns ideas. It spawns the human progress. But it's not considered essential work. So then, it's considered folly. It's considered a poor career choice by more judgmental, maybe, but more measured people.
More conventional.
More conventional people, yes.
People who are, I recently posted something, and it kind of goes into what it is we're talking about. Let me bring it. Okay. I said, free will rooted in stability versus sound humanity. That said, I believe teaching children to challenge authority is how they become protected through their freedom rather than cradled within obedience. And I feel like the people who are cradled in obedience are the people that say, like chasing art as a career. It's stupid. It's not, you know what I mean?
Right.
But this system, it teaches us to fall in line.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want to do whatever the fuck I can to break that shit.
You know what I'll tell you, honestly? Integrity. It's about integrity.
Yeah.
See, the law and all of the regulations and everything in the world are supposed to promote integrity. The integrity of what is normally a commercial process or some kind of process. We have to ensure the integrity of the process by setting up all kinds of regulations. We have to control everything. We have to have a whole system and mechanism of control in order to ensure the integrity of what's going on. It's necessary. But the problem is the final step is missing. See, in order to ensure the final integrity of the entire system, you must at every turn check the integrity of the enforcing act of that system. So you have to question authority because you're not questioning authority as an asshole. You're questioning authority saying, why is this a rule?
That's what I'm saying.
Then they're explaining why it's a rule. And if it doesn't make sense as a rule, then society has to come in and see if they want to change the rules.
You know what I mean?
That's how good society orders this stuff. You have to have a check. It's not about power. That's the thing. Everybody thinks everything's about power.
But yeah,
it's about power. It's about intelligent design.
100%. That's how the system is designed.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Well,
power.
it's poorly designed. The thing, we have to always blame the bad guy. No, it's just poorly designed. We're apes learning how to do this stuff. I mean, I hate to say it, but we're 50,000 years into evolution. Our technology is way past our ability to understand it or control it, really. I mean, if we could harvest every bit of technology on this planet, we'd be in the galaxy somewhere right now. Right now.
Yeah.
So we can't understand half the technology. So we have to have these arcane rules that we're building. We're trying and we're doing the best job. That's the thing. I'm very positive right now. We are doing the best job we can, but the system we have built needs to be reformed because it's reached the height it can reach and still do the job that needs to be done. The job of the AI world that's going to come, dude. We're not talking about AI with shrimp Jesus pictures. We're talking about AI where we're sending pulses out to the galaxy. That kind of AI, class 1 civilization, class 2 civilization. They go fast once you unlock AI and get the human shit in order. They go fast. They go much faster than once you get to a type 0 or a real type 1, it's fast because it's just a matter of scaling up and out. Scary. That's why I went in the hospital because I had an implication of how big this really was. And that threw me in the hospital. I was heading there anyways, but that was the thing that threw me in the hospital. I got so good at quad so fast it freaked me out.
Yeah.
And I got that good, and you'll see how good I've been on it. You'll see, I've been doing it a month, and I'm already doing flames over flyers and shit.
Potential will do that to us.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an interesting metaphor that I've been working on refining. I won't get into it now, but it's something that that you definitely inspired me to dive back into that. What belief has changed you the most over the course of your life?
Belief in myself.
Okay.
It's the central struggle. Like when you have bipolar disorder, you have it's a belief disease in a way. You ultimately, what you end up having when you have a manic episode is you believe you're somebody in history famous. You don't believe you're literally dead. You believe like you're the embodiment of their spirit or something. Like I said, you're you, but you got, Winston Churchill's clothes on. Like I told you that Winston Churchill analogy.
Yeah.
So only except you believe it. You happen to believe it. And you've put yourself in an environment where that character, that figure would be. So if the first time I was an archangel, so I was the Michael the Archangel. So think about all the stuff I was processing as Michael the Archangel. It was like method acting. That's basically what a bipolar episode is method acting. Like extreme method acting, so extreme that you really do think you're the character. That's the best way to put it. That's like the easiest way to put bipolar disorder. And then you may do embarrassing shit because you're acting in character. No one understands you because you're talking about a stranger's life. Dude, now you see all the shit that was on Facebook. There you go. I thought I was a guy named Blake Chaplin. He was a cybernetically enhanced immortal soldier in the book Serpent in the Sun that I wrote in 2008. It was about a battle of AIs. One AI was the big large language model that we're dealing with right now. The other one was a self-contained little digital boy with a soul called Adam. He couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do nothing, but he had a soul. He was cool. He's chill. And that was the whole world was a battle between the two of them. And I just created him digitally. Like I'm very close to creating that digitally right now. Because I actually realized when I had the episode and I was trapped in that book, I realized, holy shit, I could actually build this thing right now.
I mean, I'll be real with you. There's been times where I've thought I was some 19th century romantic.
Nice,
you know what I'm saying? So I would identify so much with 19th century artists, whether they're painters or writers, and I would move in those shoes, you know what I mean? So I completely understand what the fuck you're saying.
I was trapped in my own book, man. How fucked up is that?
Yeah.
How ironic is that the creator of the book got trapped in his own book in the Manic episode?
Yeah.
Seriously, I can't even explain that to people because it's so fucked up. Like I never thought, because the first time I had the Manic episode, I was a guitar player. I wasn't going to get trapped in a song, you know what I mean? But this time I had a whole 15 fucking novel. I have my own whole world map. That's part of Gideon. He's got a world map. I gave him all my novels. I said, here, construct a world with this shit for yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. And it's all across, it's all geographically mapped and warpable. That's crazy. Like there's a lot of really cool shit in that.
Holy shit.
You know, and dude, it's gonna be awesome, man.
Oh, I know it is. What part of your mother's influence still lives inside the person you are today?
She's crafty.
Okay.
She's very crafty. She knows, I mean, she's benevolent, completely 100% benevolent, but she's clever. She wants to get her way out of something. She knows how to do it in a way that doesn't hurt anybody, but she gets her way. So she's clever. That's what I love from my mother. She's clever. And she's totally 100% loving and benevolent, but she's just a little clever. I love it. Yeah.
If someone studied everything you've written, what truths about yourself would they eventually discover?
I have an overactive sense of responsibility that's so overacting that on the near surface, I have no responsibility. This is clean for me normally. I'm like a completely irresponsible person in real life. But when I'm doing all my higher level shit, like my writing and my work, I'm hyper conscientious, hyper responsible to the point where sometimes it just sucks. Sometimes it's not the least responsible for the whole world, but I feel like I'm responsible. I feel like if I am one of the smartest people in the world, I got to be responsible for it, right?
Yeah,
I got to do something. I got to do, there is a genuine concern there. You know, if the world's smartest people just tune out and don't do nothing, like the fuck.
But as an artist and as an intellectual, as a creative intellectual, there's this love for humanity that extends beyond mortal reach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand. It's like you believe you can carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Nah, I believe not that I believe I can carry that weight.
Yeah.
I believe that my frame is suitable to solve a problem at that weight. Like if I can solve the problem at that level, like I think I'm capable of solving big problems at a certain level. I don't believe I could ever hold the weight of that problem. Like if I could inject the problem solution and have other people hold the weight, like I think that would work. I'm not that strong. I'm really not that strong at all.
Fair.
Like I'm just like I can just see the solutions. I'm good at picking out solutions to things.
Understood. I completely understand that. Yeah, no, we're definitely alike in a
That's I always felt that
ways. Yeah, man. Damn. I appreciate you, man. Now, this is definitely a good interview here.
Nice.